Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. Instagram, we're still going strong. So if you watch my other videos, you've seen me do demonstrations with nunchucks and the 3-section staff. Now, the 3-section staff is more of a long-range weapon. It is easier to lose control of it while defending yourself or while doing other things. Your cameras are about to break. There we go. Whew. Now, it was getting hot. I'm sorry. Now you have to deal with all this. Okay, and I did shave today. So I look twice as younger and much more handsome and prettier. I'm a pretty man. Wish I was sexy though. But anyway, so when you're using weapons such as the 3-section staff or the nunchucks, you have to remember that wrist control and velocity is a thing. And too much of one or the other could result in cataclysmic incidences for the person using them. I don't recommend that you ever take a weapon into battle. I mean, if you're at a sporting event, okay. You know, if you're doing like sport martial arts and weapons are involved and you're doing like a weapons competition, yeah, I can support that. However, if you are going into a fight and you're not in ancient China, Japan, or Korea, or Vietnamese, or any other Asian country where these weapons were utilized, I highly don't recommend that. And not because I'm being a dick. You know, I've learned enough about weapons that they have their good points and they have their bad points. Good point, they're an advantage. Damn it. Bad point, they're an advantage that can be taken from you at any given moment during the fight, especially if you're going against someone who's a tiny bit better than you. That's what you have to remember, you know, in a fight, no matter how good you think you are, if you're not prepared, someone will be better. And the reason why I said it that way, I'm never going to tell you to not think that you are okay with your skills. But I'm also never going to tell you that underestimating your opponent is a good thing. No, you don't know what that person knows until the first punch is thrown. All right? And if you bring a weapon and they are way better or more efficient in that weapon's training method, you personally can be in a world of hurt. And you know, I want to make sure that when I make these videos that I explain this to people because it's midnight and I can't get out of my seat. Oh no, I'm going to turn back into a pumpkin. Gargoyles, best Disney cartoon ever. And they need to continue it, not reboot it. I want to know what happens to Elisa and Goliath, if they ever got their happy ending. Because the last show kind of left you as a cliffhanger way back in the 90s. Yes. The 90s were the shit. Okay, so as we continue on, you know, the thing about martial arts, you have to understand that there are good points and bad points. There are good teachers and there are bad teachers. And you'll figure it out if someone's teaching you something and it doesn't work and they can't teach you something to either make it work or teach you how to make it work, then you want to reevaluate. It's not saying that that person's teaching you is wrong. It's just that either your body doesn't function that way or you're just not getting it. One way or another, you'll figure it out. All right? One way or another, you will figure it out. But the most important thing, no matter what, you want to be safe while training. You definitely want to be safe while training. Taking off my shoes now. That's what the plastic bag is for. So that I don't put any dirt on this outfit. That way when I wash it tomorrow, I can throw it in the dryer with my laundry. The grass actually got cut today. No, I'm not going to do a skit with Scarlet Spider cutting the grass. He lived in New York. You tell me where you can find grass in New York. Outside of Prospect Park and Central Park. Okay? Yes, I've been there. think my family banned me from going since I tried to jump out of the Empire State Building when I was 5, and I also tried to jump out of the Statue of Liberty. So yeah, God rest my uncle's net soul. Oh, for Christ's sake, I forgot to take off the foot gauntlets. There we go. Oh, something fell. Foot gauntlet. Yep. But yeah, when you're taking a martial art, man, do your research and put your time in. You know, it's not a one day, wham, bam, I quit kind of thing. You know, you really gotta commit. If you're gonna take a martial art, you really gotta commit. You gotta put your time in. You have to put in your work. You have to, because the only way you're gonna get good is to work at it. And if you don't work at it, you're not gonna get good at it. And you know, I'm gonna put it to you this way. There's a lot of things going on about martial arts that people tend to get a little bit twisted and misconstrued about what's the best martial art to take. Here's my answer, the long and short. All of them. You know, and if not all, as many as you can. I mean that. I mean as many as you can. Providing that you like certain martial arts, you know. Also, know what your body's capable of so that when you do find the martial art that is body doable, you'll be able to be more comfortable with it. A lot of people don't know what their body can do, which is why martial arts is a good learning tool. You know, it's the same thing that I would tell you if you were a gymnast. You know, it's a good learning tool because you'll figure out what you can and can't do really quickly. And hopefully you won't injure yourself in the process. I have no idea where my shirt is. Gotta find that though. Okay, found it. Alright, so before I end this video, let's get back on this martial art thing in the video that I just done, if you would. Alright, so when you're dealing with nunchucks, or any instrument of destruction, as I prefer to call them, some of us would prefer to call them martial art weapons. I call them instruments of destruction because it really depends on whose hand they are in. Alright? You don't have to believe me. You don't have to like my conclusion. It's fine. I'm actually okay with you having a different opinion. But I'm not okay with you not knowing the truth. Alright? All martial arts are great, fun, and dangerous. And if you're going to take a martial art, then you should take a martial art that you will be comfortable with. Again, my personal policy is take all of them or as many as you can. I mean, if you got money to travel to countries that have a strong martial art base, like if you're going to China, Shanghai, Beijing, I think they're the same place, mainland, if you're going to Thailand to learn Thai fighting and whatever the other two are, if you're going to Brazil to learn capoeira, if you're going to Jamaica to learn lambada, which is basically the same damn thing, you know, you really want to know what you're getting into. When you're getting into this martial art thing, you have to understand that it can be painful, you know. It'll be painful in a good way. I'm going to tell you the only martial art that I totally don't like, I had no choice. I had to take it in the Army. We have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The reason why I don't like it is because you spend a lot of time on your fucking back, or in side mount, or full guard. And then there's so many different damn rules on that, and I am not a ground and pounder. I'm more of a wrestler and a striker versus a ground and pounder. Let me explain that. Before people go all kinds of ballistic, because I know I'm going to eat a lot of shit with this. So, here's the thing. Alright, when I was growing up in the 90s and in the 80s, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was in its heyday. I had never heard of it until the Gracies come out. Now, I will say, if you go back to UFCs in the 90s where there was Ken Shamrock and Chuck Liddell and all of them, a lot of these guys were stand-up fighters. Those are the guys I idol because my martial arts was stand-up martial arts. Again, never heard of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu until the Gracies came out. Then I looked at it and I was like, yeah, you know where I'm from. If I'm on my back for a split second, two things have happened. I've lost, or you put me to sleep. Otherwise, I'm on my feet. And a lot of people who teach you martial arts, they don't teach you a lot of how to defend yourself in the ground. You're looking like a crab, but it's very effective kicks. And it's where you kick, not how hard you kick. All right, so that being part of it, I never liked Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I will probably never get a belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And for you who do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, good for you. I'm not going to shun it. I don't hate it for y'all. I hate it for me. But mostly because I'm 120 pounds. And I was like tossed around in the army like I was like a piece of bread. So, but with like Taekwondo and other martial arts that have a lot more striking, I'm better at that. All right? But knowing my weakness in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I have practiced enough to be stronger at it. So my ground game is a lot better than I'm letting you know, just in case some idiot wants to roll with me. My hip is the main problem. So if someone puts me in a hip lock, I'm going to have to tap whether I want to or not, just because I can't afford another hip replacement on the same damn hip. And I need another hip replacement because I'm going to need one on this side by the time I'm probably 55. So that's not too far away. But at the same time, you know, you have to know your level of martial arts. And while we're on that, I'm going to make another video. So while we're on that, I want to talk to you guys about levels and belts. And I'm going to do that in the next 2 minutes after I stop this video for Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Yeah.